Is it your view that about 80% of women are childless due to life circumstances?
That's exactly what my point. And there was a study done by Professor Rinska Kaiser, which was a meta study, and that's the exact number he came up with. And it's kind of supported by other evidence out there. So Professor Kaiser identified 10% of women who medically could never have had children. There was something fundamentally, sadly, that meant that they couldn't. Another 10% were women who'd chosen not to have children. And as Jody Day says, there's a whopping 80% like her who always planned to have children, and through pure circumstances, the biggest circumstance being not having the right partner at the right time. In the right time, meaning when you're, in your fertility window. So yes, 80%.
Just to drill that home, 80% of women, and this is meta studies, replicated, pretty robust as far as it goes,
yes,
are childless due to life circumstances. And the most common life circumstance is that they didn't have the right partner. What about having the right partner and waiting? So one side of this would be singletonness, I suppose, would be contributed to by being single. Another element would be having a partner and then deciding to wait. Did you look at how that gets split up within that 80%?
Well, for sure. I mean, there's a quote in my mind that might be from Judy Day again, that there's like 50 different ways to be childless. There's so many possibilities of what can happen in the circumstances of life. But my interpretation of it is this. Today, you may know that the majority of college students in the US, and actually most other countries, are women. So today, undergraduate students in the US, there's 9.5 million female women and 6.5 million men. And it's 30% less. And there was a study done on Tinder by, again, I think it was a Dutch university, Ghent University, I believe, that showed that women on Tinder effectively swipe right 91% more of the time if someone has a master's degree as a man compared to bachelor's degree. So women want to match with someone at least as educated as they are, but yet the number of men through the education system. So this is one of the challenges. Women are looking and competing with each other for a pool of men that aren't really there anymore. But as well as that, I think as a woman, and I'm conscious that I'm a man, and I have a daughter, a mother, sisters, uncles, aunts, but this is my perspective of what I'm looking at it from a man. So apologies if that offends anybody. But my belief is that women going through education, you studied your 22, 23, you might have some college debt, you want to get started on the career path. You want to work for 3, 4, 5 years to get established because when you have your first child, things are going to change. And you've just studied for 4 years at college and you've got college debt. So why are you even going to think about having a child or even being in a relationship necessarily that would be with the right partner to be a father of a child until you're getting close to around 30 when things seem to change? And one of the facts that came up across every country we looked at was that women turning 30 without a child, if you're childless at 30, at most you've got a 50% chance of ever becoming a mother. And that's maximum. It's actually lower than that in most countries. I could not find anywhere any examples. So it's a toss of a coin turning 30 without a child. Now we're in this situation maybe where you're into your early 30s and you're hearing about egg freezing. You're hearing about technologies that might make you think it's okay to delay things. Well, I interviewed 5 fertility doctors, including Kim Kardashian's fertility doctor in LA, fertility doctor in Tokyo. And they're all saying the same thing, that we overestimate these technologies. We not only overestimate the chance egg freezing and IVF will work, we don't take into account that as women's bodies get older, the chance of not going full term gets higher and higher. So we get to a point, I think, early 30s, as a woman, we're now thinking, well, I should look for the right partner. But you might not meet that right person. It might take 2 years, 3 years to meet that right person. Now you're 35. And you know what? You might find at age 35, he wasn't the person for you. And now you're 38. And this is a life story of so many people I met, so many women in their 30s. It's like, where did life go? I had to kind of follow this path. I had to pursue my dream, my education, my career. And I'm not one to, for a second, say that's wrong. But I think we have to make people aware at the younger age that the challenges are probably going to be greater to maintain fertility to a point in the moment where you kind of are ready, and at the same time to have a partner. It's much more difficult than I think people estimate.
What's happening, people? If you enjoyed that, then press here for the full unedited episode. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.